Hey guys, it's Erica. Aw, I was supposed to look through that and I hit my head with my own knife. It's Erica with Not Your Average EDC. Happy Thursday! I think it'll be Thursday when I upload this. Maybe Friday. I'm not really sure. It is time. Dun 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 dun. Para 3 review, guys. We're here. We did it. About 30 days consecutively carrying this knife, and only this knife, to test. What are my thoughts? What do I like? What do I dislike? I dislike my dog barking every time I record a video. It gets so old and she won't stop. She does it on purpose only when I'm recording. So that's great. Okay, enough funny business. Let's get into what I think about this. So this is the SPYDERCO Para... Guys, enough. For the love of God. This is the SPYDERCO Para 3, the shrunken down version of the Paramilitary 2 by SPYDERCO. I may use it to stab my dog to get her to shut up. I also used it every day for about 30 days. And although the use that I did this time around wasn't necessarily like hard use like a couple of my previous tests, I would still consider it more than like everyday tasks. Like working on the farm, I definitely did some stuff with this that I figure the average person wouldn't be doing. And by average, I mean like somebody sitting in an office 9 to 5 or doing some type of job that doesn't require a lot of cutting. And I use my knife every day for about an hour to two, and that's literally every single day on the farm. So let's talk about the coating first. The coating on this knife is the best I've ever used in my entire life. This coating did not wear at all. Those marks that you see are just kind of like dirt and grime and smudges from use. I have looked over this so closely to make sure there aren't any scratches or blemishes or anything. There's nothing. There's not a single mark. Granted, I did not go through like hard plastic or cans or anything super abrasive, but I did go through more cardboard than the average person will go through in their life. Like the amount of boxes of produce that we get brought to the farm, it's actually disturbing. So cardboard can be abrasive, especially when it's like triple wall. Some of it had like 5 walls. Nowhere to be spoken of. None. Let's talk about the steel. So they used CPM S35VN on this KnifeJoy exclusive, and it is the best S35 I've ever used in my life. So they nailed the heat treat. This is like, if somebody handed me the Chris Reeve S35VN and didn't tell me what they were and told me to use them, I would have guessed that like the Chris Reeve was like 154 cm and that this was S90V or something way tougher, way stronger. Like, it does not feel like the S35VN that I'm used to. Maybe they did it the right way and this is how it's supposed to be. But SPYDERCO did something right, because this steel only got sharpened one time in an entire month, being used 1 to 2 hours daily. Harder use than the average person. And only needed to be sharpened once and stropped like maybe 2 times. That's insane. And I've said this before, but it didn't need to be sharpened when I sharpened it. I just wanted to sharpen it to get that factory fatigued steel off and experience sharpening SPYDERCO's S35VN as opposed to Chris Reeve, which is what I have. That's what I've used in the past. It's what I have experience with. So the steel itself is some of the best I've ever used in my life. Absolutely. Very forgiving, easy to sharpen, easy to apex. The burr comes up extremely quick and even, and it wobbles off very quickly until you get to that nice crisp edge. Easy to hold the angle with this full flat grind, and it takes an extremely toothy, bitey, crisp, thin edge. Like if you are looking for a slicey knife, this is the one. I have a piece of paper here just to show. So like I said, I've only sharpened it one time within about a month. Okay, that's impressive. And it's been stropped a couple times. Nothing too crazy. I just use like the, what is it, Gunny. There's Gunny Glide, which is the lube, and Gunny... What the frig is the other one? The gunny stuff that is the compound, the liquid compound. I can't remember for the life of me. I use that gunny stuff as a compound on the strop, and I use that like 2 times for this thing throughout the whole experience. Sorry, minor brain fart there. So coating amazing, edge amazing, the steel is amazing. The blade shape is incredible. I had one gripe at the very beginning, and that was just because I noticed that the blade itself, if you think about it, is pretty short for the size of the knife. I haven't changed my opinion on that. It's because of the spider hole. Let's see if we can focus here. Because of the spider hole, starting here, it could cause the entire knife to lose a bit of its edge, because if you are cutting something deep, this hole starting here will cause friction. So technically, let's see if I can get it. From here on is occasionally the only edge that you have on this knife if you're cutting something deep and thick, because this does get in the way. The spider hole does get in the way, just like a thumb disc would on an Emerson, just like a thumb stud would on a Benchmade. Granted, those can be smaller or a little less intrusive. This hole gets caught up and it's pretty large compared to other options. So if you're somebody that's not really cutting cardboard very often, but you're cutting thick material that is, thickness this way, and you are sawing through it, that this whole setup right here, this blade shape, may not be for you. As great and slicey as it is, it's just, you really do lose a good amount from here back, just because that this whole area can just kind of get in the way on occasion. The lock is great, very smooth, very easy to open and close. I have a lot of crap stuck in this one, so it's not like fall shutty, but it would be if I cleaned it. It's very easy to work with the lock being here. I really like it. And it seems strong. Centering came perfect on this knife. I took it apart one time to clean it and lubricate it, and that wasn't a hassle. The stock pocket clip that came on it, I did not like at all. I felt that the knife had too much of itself showing out of my pocket, so the original clip left about that much of the knife sticking out of my pocket, and I like some of it sticking out so I can actually grab it if it doesn't have a lanyard, but I just felt that it was a little too much, so I did put the MXG deep carry on it with a lanyard just so it sat lower in my pocket, which I enjoyed, and put the lanyard on it because at work on occasion I'll have gloves on and stuff, and it's just easier to pull out. The G10 is not too grippy at all. It's actually pretty soft, and I really enjoyed using it. I didn't feel that it needed to be improved at all. It's just nice G10, and I really like the color. The whole knife is extremely comfortable this way and this way. I usually was using it like this, to be honest. I really didn't use that choil all that much because I just feel like that's for finer detail cuts, and I really wasn't doing those. A lot of my cuts were large cuts, doing cardboard, rope, packaging, stuff like that. Vegetables too. Lots of cutting of vegetables and flowers and lively beings on the farm, other than people. except for that one that was really unfortunate. She's in the dumpster. But this is just a fantastic knife. It's very comfortable. I did not feel the need once to get the skinny scales for this. Everyone was saying to get them, to switch them over. The experience will be better. I didn't need them. I really didn't. This was very comfortable. I have small, really small girl hands, and this knife just fits great. I didn't feel that this was obtrusive at all right here. It's actually quite comfortable having that swell to really lock my hand in. All in all, it is a great knife. Do I like Spyderco as a whole, as a company? Nah, not really. Still not the biggest fan of them. I think they're a little overrated for me. I don't plan on getting any more Spydercos. This was really inspired by Mike from Powers, Carvings, and Crafts. And then also you guys who were flooding my comments and DMs with requests for this being tested. I wouldn't buy one again right now. I really enjoy it. It was fantastic to use. I can absolutely recommend it. It just didn't necessarily give me the fizz, as Cody from Wrangler Star would say. I enjoyed using it, but it's not like every time that I went to, I was like, oh yeah, baby, like this is the shit. It's just a knife. It's a great knife. It's a great tool. It wants to be used. It'll work for you. I didn't have a problem with that tip being too thin. That was fine for me. It wasn't like as enjoyable as the Emerson Mini A100 or the Benchmade Bug Out or the Benchmade 940. Those were knives that every time I pulled them out of my pocket and used them, they just made me happier than this one did. But I have really nothing bad to say about it. It's great. So that's kind of my final thoughts after 30 days of testing this knife. And the reason that I pick a month of testing is just because from the research that I've done, it apparently takes the human brain 30 days minimum to create a habit. So let's say that you are the type of person that has a hard time remembering to brush their teeth every night. You would have to remember to brush your teeth every night for 30 nights to actually make it a habit where you would stop forgetting. You would have to do it every single day consecutively for 30 days. I feel bad for anyone that would have to do that. But so with that mindset, I feel that it takes me at least 30 days to actually bond with the knife, understand how it works, really get a good amount of use in with it, let it become a part of me, a part of my EDC, a part of an extension of my hand, letting it do what I can't without it. I feel that it takes a good 30 days to really understand and push the tool and make sure that you know everything about it. So that's why I choose 30 days. I don't believe a week is a review. I don't believe a couple days is a review. I feel that those are impressions. I don't think that a week can give you enough time in the world to actually test a tool in that manner to be able to say, I stand behind it 100%. So that's why we do a month on the channel. If you ever see me doing a week, which I've talked about a lot, those will be impressions. Those will just be impressions on the knife. It is not a review. With that being said, I just wanted to quickly show two things before I leave. These came in yesterday or the day before, I can't recall. These are BGM mini knives. This is a mini Bowie in M4 that just got here. This will be tested next year. A fantastic little blade. And tiny. This is like a legit EDC blade. So again, M4, that will be tested next year when I do a year consecutive of fixed blades. That's the plan. I'm stocking up on little fixed blades to do a whole year of EDC fixed blades. This is a mini javelin that he made. And this is in CPM Magna Cut. This will be tested as well. But I just wanted to show those real quick so that you guys know what's coming. You can also check out John at BGM Knives on Instagram. He does fantastic custom work. everyone's super stoked about this Magna Cut because not a ton of people have it, and I'm going to test it for 30 days and see if we can get through the whole 30 days without sharpening it. That'd be really cool. But this is a really nice little utility knife. So yeah, guys, that's the conclusion of the Para 3. I suggest it. I don't love it. Like, no, I shouldn't say that. I love it. I'm just not in love with it like the knives I stated earlier. It's great, but yeah, it was a fun one to test. Just doesn't give me the fizz, but I really have nothing bad to say about it. So anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. As always, I love you all. I really love you all. I really do. Have a great night. I'm gonna go take care of my dogs that hopefully didn't destroy the house. And remember, as always, use your motherfucking shit.